Welcome back to another RiftGuides WildRift video. What about a tank Varus build, taking over the map completely on his own in the Baron lane? Hell's never made a video on a support Varus which was unkillable, but what about an unkillable top lane Varus completely stomping lane? So after watching this video, you will understand how to play a ranged champion in the Baron lane, as well as completely stomping. So what happened here? First off, as a ranged champion, you should never face check the enemy champion in effect of him being Yone. The lethal tempo will be such a big advantage for the Yone that you will simply lose out, because you can just auto-take reset with his first ability. If that doesn't happen, you have a way easier time to basically take over the lane, because you can constantly bully him. Another thing about Varus is a sneaky little trick. Varus passive. Varus passive is granting him attack speed if he kills a unit. So, let's just for example think that he's running lethal tempo, and you just lasted a minion into an all-in onto the enemy champion. You'll have so much attack speed that the enemy simply cannot escape from you and you will just kill them. In this instance, he takes Phase Rush though, because he wants to escape from certain death. When it comes to other certain key abilities from Varus, let's break them down for you. His first ability is a line skill shot that hits through every single minion. His second ability has an active and a passive part. Once he skilled the ability, every single one of his auto attacks will apply a blight debuff or stack that you just see, and proccing this blight will be consuming these debuffs to deal percentage magic life damage on the enemy champion. And this is based on the maximum HP. If he activates the second ability, his first ability will deal bonus execute damage, as well as the on-hit bonus of the second ability will be doubled. So the second ability is quite broken. The third ability is a skill shot that has an area of effect, and if the enemy remains or stays in that area, they'll have an anti-healing debuff. So Varus in general doesn't really need anti-healing, because most of the time if he ults a target, they'll be locked in place, and then he can just hit the third ability to deny the healing. So what does his ultimate ability do? His ultimate ability applies 3 stacks of corruption to a target, and if other targets, enemy champions, stay around in that area, a circular area, they'll also be afflicted with this debuff. They'll also be rooted and stuck in place and also get corruption debuffs. And if the Varus procs Blight with his first ability, he not only consumes the Blight stacks, but he also gets a cooldown refund on that ability. Which means if you have a lot of CDR, you can spam your first ability. Which makes a lot of damage when you think about this. Most of the time, if you see damage Varus players, you just see them take a Sense Reaver since it does so much damage. And other alternatives, ooh, he hits with the ultimate ability, hits a nice combo here, and just fights here, but gets exhausted, so the Yone goes in for another trade. What a big shield. Does he kill with this? Any snipers? Shoo, he hits, but it's not enough damage. The lack of damage now becomes very, very apparent, sadly. But yeah, as you see, his ultimate is already on like a 28-second cooldown. With so much haste he has Transcendence in his runes, he has the Boots of Lucidity, and he'll go for Tear of the Goddess, as well as Riftmaker in the bottom left build. Do I necessarily think that this build is amazing or good? No, but I'm very interested to see how good it actually turns out to be, because Varus as a champion is similar to other champions who don't really need damage items. For example, we had the Corki debate ages ago. You can build any single item on Corki and you still do damage. And for Varus, it's somewhat similar. Obviously, you do more with better items, but yeah, it's absolutely crazy how much damage this champion does with not even a single damage item. Because right now, he doesn't even have a single damage item outside of, I don't think even he has a longsword right now. So yeah, if he fights the Yone should obviously win. He's trying to unfreeze the wave here over the wall, going for a cheeky all-in, flashes away, and goes back. Now the Yone doesn't have ultimate ability anymore, so this means he gets ran down by the Varus. This will be not even a close one. Do you see the damage? What I was referring to? He doesn't have a single damage item, and he just killed him. If this isn't, like, the absolute truth of how broken Varus is, then I don't know what to do. And the Vex missed the ultimate from the bottom left, which means she can't reach anymore, but there's a Zed. Will the Zed commit for it? Ooh, he doesn't, but he loses the cannon minion, and it's an absolute painful moment here. So much haste already stacked up on this Varus, and he even goes for more. I think he went for a Fiendish Codex, adding 10 more haste to the build. Now he has, I think, 5 from Tier, 10 from the Fiendish Codex, and 30 from the boots plus Transcendence. So this guy has a lot of haste. He is spamming spells, also running a beautiful skin. He needs to be really careful though, because if he face checks the Yone will just quickly take care of him, especially since he doesn't have flash, like any defenses available anymore. He has to use the ult here to deny the Yone some quick little play, because if he gets hit by the Q3 into R without exhaust, he will just get killed. Luckily, the Yone has to go back now with the HP, and the Xin Zhao is around, however not starting the dragon. Choosing to go for minions because he, I think, believes it's too dangerous. Draven is currently stomping the other side of the map, as it seems, with the Thresh. And now the Nami rotates up to the Herald. This will be a massive fight, and it's a timer. It's a 12-second timer left on the ultimate, and this ultimate will be the maker or breaker of this fight. Already losing bot lane. It's not even 6 minutes into the game, they lose the tower. What a disaster. The Zed is hovering towards the top side, going for the Herald here. The Zed either used the Shadow or Flash, and he killed the Yone just absolutely free. Deals so much damage again, and the first ability comes up again. And now this Vex goes in with an ultimate, gets a reset, hits the Varus, will kill the Varus as well. There's just no way to survive with the Infinity Orb, and it's an absolute disaster. Flashes in for the extra damage here, and the Zoe will run him down, never flash away from a from a Zoe, because you will always die unless the entire team is with you. But it seems like the Xin Zhao got the Herald? Or am I mistaken? Who got the Herald? Am I blind? Zed, are you good? Oh yeah, he has ultimate, so I guess he's fine. Hextech Alternator right into the pocket for some AP and HP, as well as some extra burst damage. But it's a very interesting combination of items, because you see he doesn't, like, he has very heavy scaling items for the first item. And then look at the damage, look at the damage! Look at it! And he will have another Q as well. Look! He just presses Q, 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 Q. Like, what is this? Oh, snipe! Ooh, barely misses the mark. He just keeps on spamming these spells. It's more like a bruiser variant of a Varus who just constantly wants to proc the passive, the Blight stacks with his first ability, and keep on spamming it. The sad part with this build so far is the lack of wave clear. Like, you see how little damage the Q does, or first ability does, to the minion wave? Whereas, if you do this against an Essential Varus, oh, nice ultimate for the trap here, waiting here, the Xin Zhao comes around to corner, the sleep connects, and the Yone just disappears into the next game. Now they're getting trapped on into the jungle, the Xin Zhao has to pop ultimate, the Vex goes in with ultimate, he dies, we don't know even what happened, and it's an absolute disaster for the team gets completely ran down, everybody's dying, 2 people dead now for the trade of 1 only. Ooh, this is very dangerous here, he might get dove if the... Ooh, nice dodge on the ultimate. If that one connected, it would have been completely over. But there's no way this guy survives. Takes so much damage from the Vex, though. And the Draven is currently up here as well, with the Caitlyn being able to farm on the bottom side of the map, going back into the game. But no, Vex goes back to mid lane to get even more gold. And the Draven goes for an all-in, hits with the first ability, he gets the kill with the ult and gets the cash in. This Draven is eating good tonight. 5-2 on the scoreboard. Having so much gold, 9,196 right now, more than 1k gold a minute, with a massive lead of over nearly what is my language even? With nearly more than 4k gold lead on the other AD carry. And Caitlyn is an AD carry that needs to win lane. Well, and Caitlyn just collected 200 gold from the kill of a Yone, which will not be too much, and Mr. is a little bit too concerned with other things right now, till he clears the wave, and there's an absolute, oh no, the Fichet Ole is, no! And the Zoe dies as well. Will the fish stick will die as well? Ooh, they get the kill onto the Draven, and he comes in for a perfect flam, hits him with the ultimate ability, runs down the set, but the set is going to shift in to just donate the kill to the support, and it's a sad part again, because he doesn't get enough gold, and he has to carry this game. He has to get into a spot where he survives the enemy onslaught, as well as dealing enough damage. He's getting closer and closer to the Manamune completion, and he's already close to the Muramana Evolve once he has it completed. And since he's apparently playing the blue build on multiple occasions outside of the yellow coup de grace, we'll see some interesting damage very soon because mana immune damage is quite high on this champion as well. But it's kind of sad that we don't see an Ascent Reaver since his item spikes so hard on this champion, literally adding 20. Ooh, nice flash by him, avoiding the certain death here, but the Caitlyn is getting ran down, survives here, misses the ultimate because the Draven stops the chase. It's a fight on another side of the map again, and Ami uses the ultimate, hits a nice ultimate, hits a bubble as well. The Xin Zhao gets the dragon with the ultimate as well, and he goes in, but what's this fight? He just can't do anything, and it's just an absolute disaster. Again, the Varus doesn't have ultimate, 17 seconds left. It's a fight, it's a trade. He gets the Fresh as well. This Vex Spheres away deals so much damage, and now we just have to wait and see what happens. The Draven gets executed. Now it's the Vex alone. He hits every spell, but it's not enough, and he just walks away with the power of Phase Rush. The Zed turns around, flash to the head, but it isn't enough. He just dies. And I have a voice crack. Okay, so many things have happened, and I'm so completely lost. And, you know, so many things happen, I can't even speak fast enough to speak about all the things that are happening. So you're getting completely barraged by a German trying to speak English at a super fast pace, and getting completely overwhelmed with everything that is happening. Because there are so many things that are key to the situation that in the brain happen so fast, but you cannot articulate yourself in a way that everyone understands or sees or knows or hears what you're talking about. So yeah, welcome to the yappening. Well, you also encountered the yappening by pressing ult into the wave for fun. Slight little misclick. But it's not like it's a high cooldown, 17 seconds left, and he's... Another trick, he's pre-charging Q a few times, or sometimes, and then just cancelling it, because it will allow you to stack up your tier. Okay, in a few seconds, we hit the mark of the game where the griefing happens. Every single time around the Baron mark, things get really, really sketchy. For some reason, people start inting around Baron, or other people completely forget that the recently spawned Baron is super weak, that you can just instantly kill him and utilize the power of the pushing minions to siege the enemy base. He has to be really, really mindful about what's happening. Like, if he is caught, life is instantly over. Oh, the set goes around the corner, he flashes the full combo, otherwise he would have probably died, because the set will deal so much damage with the triple shuriken combo, and he gets a, nice follow-up by the team, and he gets completely CC'd, and if the Yone was here, it would have been a complete wipe for them, with the amount of CC they were exposed to. But the Yone is currently pushing in the side lane, so they have to make a decision. What will they do? Will they concede their bottom tier 2 tower, maybe even their tier 3 tower, depending on how fast Yone is, not really known for being a fast pusher, or will they lose the Baron as well to the Zed? They have to be really, really careful, because the Zed has an execute mechanic. Oh no, the Vex connects with an ult, goes in, but instantly dies. The Zed is here as well, and the Nashor is on super low HP, and they can't really do anything, and they're close to losing their inhibitor tower to the Yone, because this fight took way too long. Frozen Heart is now completed, and this tower will... It survives with 20 HP, it's a massive L. The question is, would it have been better for the Yone to die for this tower? I think you can make the argument that it would have been better to die for this tower, because this tower applies pressure for Nashor. And now the Yone doesn't have ultimate, which makes him a lot weaker. And otherwise, Yone needs usually camps around him in the jungle to utilize the Q3 and third ability combo, which then he uses to fish for picks on the mid lane or in the jungle, or gets deep vision. Like, it works in many ways. Nice little smite here by the Zoe. And yeah, right now this Varus is a lot tankier than he seems because he has so much armor and the stasis enchant. The next dragon is completely worthless, doesn't really do anything because it's just a second dragon for either team. And we have to be really careful about Nashor. Like, I think Varus is paramount to success right now, and this could be very, very sketchy for him if he gets delayed here and Yone appears at the top at Baron. Nice ulti onto the Yone, gets exhausted instantly. Gets full combo, but it's simply not enough damage because of all the resistances he has. Presses first ability after first ability, completely wipes the floor with the Yone simply because he doesn't have enough damage and he has enough cooldown reduction on his first ability. And now it's an absolute round that the Zoe is executed by the Draven, even though the enemy was like on super low HP. Now the Zed is around, he still has, he fishes with the ultimate ability, which he can because it only has a 20-second cooldown. And we really need to be mindful. The Draven gets in for the flank, but barely has any damage to the Nami. Looks like she's a very tanky fish here. Look at the HP. The Vex misses the ultimate again and now chases after Caitlyn, but the Caitlyn takes good care of her. Zed pokes from the side again, and the Draven is currently attacking the dragon to sustain or deal some damage to it. And the Zed is waiting in a very peculiar spot, has to go out, and is very low HP. The Draven chases too deep and gets killed. The dragon is also being very low. A teleport comes in. Will he hit the ultimate? He hits the ultimate. Beautiful ultimate. And will he kill the Yone? The Yone has to go away, has to come back to the ghost, and everyone is waiting patiently. Like a lamb to lambs to the slaughter. He just gets quickly taken care off. Baron Nashor is still warded, so there's enough time for anything like sketchy to happen. And I don't think the enemy team has enough damage as of right now to deal with any objective, since two of their main damage dealers are dead. Vex walks too close, has no chance. Why is he dodging his own Zoe bubble? Flashes in for the fear, goes in for the turn. The Zed goes in for a big combo, but doesn't even get to kill the Nami. How tanky is this fish? What does this fish have? So many spells are being thrown around that it's just an absolute massacre. She has Thimble Winter and another defensive item. Yeah, certainly she just doesn't die. What does he go for now? Iceborne Gauntlet, more resistances, more ability haste, more annoying stuff available. There's a massive wave on the bottom side of the map, which could, in like half a minute or a little bit longer, be a big problem for them, because it will take down the inhibitor and deal a significant amount of damage to the Nexus, because it's a stacked cannon wave, and it will, nice flash ulti onto the Draven, instantly killed them. The Vex is running away for her life, getting ulted by the Caitlyn, and it's not enough. The Thresh is on the left-hand side of the map, waiting for his opportunity, going for a flank maybe, but with Draven dead, they lost most of their DPS and only have burst damage now. Maybe the Zed and the Yone find the opportunity. The Yone goes in for the side lane play here, and if the recall is cancelled, it's an absolute disaster. The recall wasn't cancelled. Vex uses ultimate on the mid lane, but apparently didn't hit anyone. This tower will be instantly gone, but the Yone will die for this. Look at the beautiful preparation of how he plays this. Uses the ultimate to lock him down, deal some extra damage, and run after him, because he has to go back to the ghost, and then just instantly takes care of him. Now there's a massive advantage in terms of presence on the map, but can they do anything? Can they force an objective? Can Xin Zhao outsmite the Zed? Those are questions which need to be answered. Zoe is currently looking for a pick, trying to sleep somebody, but it's not really possible. Thresh has used the Lantern on the Vex, as we've seen on the minimap, as the Vex got slapped. And it's a disaster. The enemy can't really face check into Elder because of Zoe. If anyone gets slapped or hit by anything, they just instantly die, so they probably have to trade for Baron, but they don't even try to. It's a 250 HP or 248 HP smite, and now the Draven is for some reason in the enemy jungle, like in their own jungle, walking too close, and the Elder takes care because the Zoe Zoniuses, and if you stasis, your Elder will still execute, but if you die, and your Elder debuff is still applied on the enemy, you will not execute them, because the Elder Burn will deal damage, but it will not execute anymore, because you don't have enough, because you don't have the buff anymore. It's like a little interaction that most people don't know about, but yeah. And this time he walked up a little bit too close and forgot that he is primarily itemized against physical damage, and the Vex quickly one-tapped him into the next game. Spirit Visage to make himself a lot tankier against the Vex. I mean, yeah. The thing is, why Spirit Visage here? From what I can understand, like, he has a lot of armor, so getting more HP makes it more powerful to have more HP, and since he wants also MR, it's a nice combination. And he probably wants to further amplify the healing of his Riftmaker, and Vex doesn't really deal enough damage to warrant Force of Nature, so yeah, I think that's like his kind of approach of a tanky variant, and Xin Zhao just one-taps the Zed, and is now caught in a very bad spot, but it just doesn't matter because of his ultimate ability, and the Elder is simply carrying the entire fight, dealing so much damage, and the Yone tries to finish the game, now dying, and this ends the game. Nice and well played, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. As per usual, check out the description below, and see you soon for more RiftGuides content.